Welcome back to the Profit Playbook. This is Kyrsti Snyder, and today we're going to be talking about how to maximize your live videos on the 4 major platforms of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and how to actually get sales way beyond the fact of when you went live. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please do so right now. I'm confident that every single time I post inside of the Profit Playbook, you're going to gain value from it, but it's about you being engaged and you being intentional. I want you to hit the subscribe button if you want to be in the know instantly for all of the steps, the play-by-plays, the exact tutorials, the hacks, tips, and tricks for what I do to make 5 figures a month every single week, most times, for making money online. Okay. I want you to be in the know for that. And if you want to be, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Now, as you go through this video, if you find value from it, please hit the like button. And if you have thoughts and questions, additionally, something else you want me to teach on or expand upon, please comment them below so that I can know exactly what you want delivered inside of this Profit Playbook. Now, because I do teach 3 times a week for free, I want to be able to deliver what you need. So if ever something comes up that you want more information on, that you want a little bit of insight on, whatever else, a concern that you have in your business, please comment that so that I can help teach in a very effective way. Okay. Now, I'd appreciate the collaboration. Inside of this video, we're going to be specifically talking about live videos, and the concept applies to all 4 major platforms. Again, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. This is also a technique that I have learned based on doing, not something that I learned from a course or from some guru telling me. I'm here to coach you through it for free. So take note and then go apply the concepts. Now, when people think live video, they think, oh my gosh, that's so scary. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. And here is the formula laid out step by step from beginning to end on how you can make it so your live videos are way more effective, way more long-term, evergreen. So it's long-standing content, whether you do it today and someone sees it in a year, or they see it in a week, or they see it an hour later, it's still working for you to make sales and to increase yourself financially. And it's also going to be discussed of what formula to use so that you can start out in way more confidence than fumbling around and saying the wrong thing and feeling like a dummy and a dork and whatever else. Now, here's the truth. You're probably going to feel like a dummy and a dork anyway, even if you have the right formula, because until you get used to going live, until you get used to hitting the live button and talking to no one initially, and then you have engagement, how to keep people engaged, all of that, you're going to feel a little bit of an imposter at the beginning because it's not something you're familiar with. So please understand that you got to give yourself grace. Please understand that every single person fumbles the ball at the beginning, and then they eventually score and they eventually get better and they run faster and it's smarter and it's more lucrative for them. Okay. So you're in good hands. Don't think that you can't do it. Just know that you got to start somewhere. Okay. Now, in doing live videos, oh my gosh, this is my milk and butter. This is something that I get so excited about that I want you to take note on today. So pause the video right now, go get pen to paper, jot it on your notepad, jot it on your phone, whatever else, be accountable to it and come back to it often. This is a video that you're going to want to take note on for sure. Okay. In your live videos, please start out with following the 4-point formula. 4-point formula was discussed as a mini series inside of the Profit Playbook for how to maximize your sales without a following. I don't remember what part it is off the top of my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but we specifically talk about the 4-point formula of hook, build up, present value, and call to action. Hook, build up, present value, call to action. In your live videos, you are still following that formula. You've got to follow that formula. The difference is, instead of just hooking a person in for someone who sees you scrolling on TikTok, you're also hooking a person in for someone who catches it later because it's a live video that's long standing on your Facebook profile, repurposed from TikTok to YouTube as a YouTube live video, or even an Instagram video that you repurpose elsewhere as well. Okay. For the example of Facebook, because that would just be something always on your profile for someone to look at. We're going to use that as an example, but the same concept applies if you repurpose to other places from a major platform, etc. Okay. When you're starting out with your formula, hook, build up, present value, call to action, you're encompassing 2 audiences. Please take note of this. Do not start out a live video and say, hey, it's Kyrsti. Just going to wait for people to hop on. How's it going, guys? Oh, my hair looks funny. Blah, 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 whatever. Don't start out like that. Does that hook a person in if they're catching the replay an hour, a day, a year later? No, they scroll past that video so fast because they're already bored. You're going to wait for people to hop on, but they're watching the replay. They don't want to wait for people to hop on. You've already lost their attention. So start with a hook, like you learned in our series, right? You learned in our series to start with a hook talking about you. You're going to do that in a live video as well. Do that in a live video from the beginning so that you're encompassing the audience who eventually is live with you, and more specifically, the first few seconds for the audience who watches it later beyond the point of you being live. So if you record today a live video on Facebook at 2 p.m. and someone named Billy Bob sees it at 4 p.m. that day, or they see it a month later, Billy Bob wants to stay because you hooked him in from the start. You're talking to him, even though it's beyond the point of the current live video. Okay. If that part makes sense, please put, yes, that makes sense with a smiley face below this video right now. I'm confident it makes sense if you're paying attention, but I want to interrupt your thought pattern so that you know the next step moving forward better. Okay. Now, in your live video, when you start out with the hook, you are going to say something like, for the example, I work online. So my audience is people who want to make money online. My audience is going to be specifically parents. So in my live video, before anyone hops on, even if I only have 2 or 3 people on and I'm saying this, I will specifically start out my Facebook live video with something like, going live right now. If you're catching the replay and you don't see the red light button in the corner, please put replay in the comments below. And then I have an itch on my head, which I wouldn't say in a live video. You start out with something like that, and then you immediately go into, I'm going to teach you how to make $200 a day as a brand new person in the online space. So if you're catching the replay later on and you don't see the red light button in the corner, make sure to put replay in the comments below. In fact, that's probably better. Spitting off the top of my head, no filter, no alteration in this video. So take note of that. Start out with a hook, just like you would a short form video. Hey, Kyrsti here, ready to rock for teaching you how to make $200 a day as a brand new person in the online space without forfeiting time from your kids. Yes, you can do it right from your phone. If you see this later on and you don't see the red light button in the corner, please put replay in the comments below and then ask any questions that's needed if you see it beyond, and then you say whatever date you did the live video. Okay. That, my friend, is a hook. That is something that makes Billy Bob a week, a day, a year later want to watch your video. If you start out in the contrast, for example, of, hey, it's Kyrsti and I'm just going to wait for people to hop on. Yo, how's it going? Yeah. People aren't going to care. They're going to scroll right past that. And if you want to attack an audience for whoever attends live, and in the hook part, more importantly, attack the audience for who sees it later on to make that live video, the 30 minutes, the 20 minutes, the hour long, the 10 minutes you go live. If you want them to be included a year later and you want to get sales, making that video that you spent the one time 15 minutes on work for you later, you've got to encompass both audiences. Okay. If you heard that part of this video, please comment both audiences below. That way I know you got me. Okay. Now, in the 4-point formula for hook in a live video, you start out with the hook talking about them. You then engage them from the start. If you see this later on and you want to know about how to make $200 a day as a brand new person working online right from your phone without forfeiting time from your kids, but you don't see the red light button in the corner, drop the word replay in the comments below this video. That way, you know that Billy Bob a week later, a month later, is seeing your stuff and you can engage with Billy Bob because he has seen that video later. Okay. On top of that, when you're doing a buildup, when you start getting people on your live video, I don't care if it's 2 people or if it's 12, I want you to act like there's a 0 at the end of the amount. So if you have 2 people on, act like it's 20. If you have 12 people on, act like it's 120. If you have 17 people on, act like it's 170, so on and so forth. Okay. When you pour into your people and you make it seem like you're really, really engaged with them and you subconsciously say, I have more people on, you're going to pour into them better. You're going to be more present. You're not going to be worried about numbers. You're going to be focused on who can I help, and flip the script a little bit too. If you have 12 people on and you're thinking, oh, but I don't have much engagement. Couple things. First, ask for engagement, which I'll talk more about in a second. And second, If 12 people were in your living room waiting for you to say whatever you're going to say, for you to land sales, for you to make money, for you to have impact on those 12 people, you would be a little bit more nervous, wouldn't you? Act like those 12 people who are attending your live video are there in person. You present differently when you're in person. When you're on stage, you're a little bit more nervous than just being behind a screen, right? And those 12 people would walk away with so much more tremendous value, so much more engagement if you're acting like they're in person with you. Okay. Do me a favor, comment the word yep in person right now below this video. So I know you heard the part of this video. Okay. Twofold though, when you have the 12 people viewing and you're not getting engagement, you have the idea, the concept of what you just heard, came in to act and pour into them as if they're live with me in my living room, and you're still not getting engagement. Dummy tip number 1, ask for engagement. Ask for engagement. You want a result, you got to ask for it. You can't just wait for people to comment. You need to tell them what to do. Act like they're your 3-year-old. If you say, hey, my 3-year-old, go get this and then turn left and then go grab the yellow cup, they'd probably only do one thing, or they wouldn't do any because there's no clear call to action for them. You want your 12 people, your 15 people, your 100 million people live attending with you to do something, to boost it into the algorithm, to have engagement, to see who is engaged, who's paying attention. Ask for that. Billy Bob, great to see you. Where are you tuning in from? Helga, awesome comment. Yeah, I answer the question. If you want questions, say, Helga, I can see that you're here. Billy Bob, I can see that you're here. Drop me a comment if you want to make money online. Drop me a comment if you can hear and see me okay. Ask for engagement, because then you'll get engagement. If you're acting from the end result, you want the engagement, ask for it. Just like ordering at a fast food restaurant, you wouldn't go up to the fast food restaurant and say, I'm not sure, let me know. No, they would sit and wait for you to say, I want a hamburger, no tomato, right? You got to know what you want. You got to ask for it. Same concept applies when it comes to your live videos, okay? In your live videos, your call to action, different than short form videos, your call to action is at the end, right? In your live videos, the call to action is streamed throughout the live video, asking for engagement, calling someone out, congratulating Helga, saying a question or an answer to Billy Bob. Whatever is happening, you're acknowledging it and asking for more engagement. The call to action is the whole time. I don't care if you go live for 10 minutes or it's an hour long, you're asking for engagement. You're asking a call to action the entire time. Okay. Example, I've asked you a few times already in this long-standing video. I have no one to talk to right now but my camera. I'm recording here on Zoom, and yet I'm acting as if you're live with me. If you heard that part, comment this. If you heard that, comment that, right? The reason I'm asking that is because it's an algorithm thing for YouTube, much like Facebook as our example. And it's also a way for me to engage with people and to answer more questions and contribute more to the Profit Playbook playlist here on YouTube. Same thing with your live videos, say on the example of Facebook. If you're going live on Facebook, you start out with a hook. You have your 2 audiences, the people who hop on and the people who hop on later. You want your content to work for you a week, a month, a year later, still producing sales, having it be evergreen. Don't talk to only the people who hop on and then awkwardly be like, I'm going to wait. No, don't wait. Dive in. Okay. And then your call to action is sprung throughout. Now, here is the last tip that I want you to take note of. And this is so good. So good. This applies to all platforms, as I've already said. Specifically, a hack for Facebook and TikTok. Yes, it can work for Instagram too. It just varies a little bit. And yes, it can work for YouTube also. But specifically, TikTok and Facebook, this is a super awesome hack. You're asking for engagement. You have Billy Bob and Helga. You answer a question of theirs. You acknowledge that they live in Canada, whatever else, right? When you see your numbers on that live video, go from say 12 to 17, even 12 to 14, 12 to 26. If ever that main average of say 12 people goes higher, ask for engagement. Say, 5 more people just hopped on. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Interrupt what you're saying and acknowledge the people who are there, especially a platform like TikTok where it's family and friends. If they're engaging and you see Billy Bob Smith hopped on, say something to him. Facebook will notify you, Billy Bob Smith just hopped on. He's watching your video. Hey, Billy Bob, awesome to see you. Where are you tuning in from tonight? Hey, are you still in Utah? Hey, how's it going? Whatever else. Then go right back to what it is you're saying, what it is you want to tell people, what it is you're after. Okay. The climax of more viewers, whether it goes from 12 to 15 or 15 to 35, whatever it is, the way to keep at that max and then have your max then go to another max is to ask for current engagement when you see that number jump. Okay. So as a recap for live videos, start out with a hook, talk to two audiences. Don't start out with boring stuff. Someone on the replay, you want that to work for you? Nope, it's going to work one time unless you talk to the audience for the later, for the aftermath, for someone who's not yet involved, for someone who is not live with you. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing, ask for engagement during it for the algorithm boost. Your call to action is throughout rather than short form video call to action typically being at the end. A live video, your call to action is throughout the entire time. Yes, it's for the algorithm, but it's also for people to want to be engaged. If so many people are commenting, it's going to appear in more news feeds for TikTok, for Instagram, for YouTube, for you to be searched and found on Facebook. 100%. It's going to be in more people's views, their news feeds, whatever. If you're asking for current engagement throughout your live video, whether it's 10 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever else. Okay. And then last tip, you guys just heard it. The last tip, so incredibly important. You want to hack the algorithm and have more climatic moments of more engagement. Acknowledge them. Say whoever hopped on. When, oh, this is so good. I didn't cover this yet. I hope you write this down. When Billy Bob hops on and you see that, acknowledge him. Yes, just like I said. But when Billy Bob hops on and you see it go from 15 people to 17, 15 people to 27, whatever it is, say another 13 people hopped on. Wow, working online must be super important. The demand for this is way too high. I hope I can keep up. Oh my gosh, that's golden. I should take note of myself. Unfiltered. It's just really good when I'm in the zone. Okay. Have the climax work for you. You're going to say a hook in a climatic moment. If that makes sense, put climax in the comments below. Just like a climatic moment to a movie, something that's like super exciting, the pivotal moment in a video, you remember that part, right? And it's the same thing with your live videos. You remember the climax, you remember the hook, the buildup of something that then resolves itself. It's super exciting stuff. You just have to play on that and be observant enough in your live videos to maximize those moments. Okay. If you got value from this video about how to do live videos, 3 tips and tricks for surpassing your live videos, your engagement, and making it work for you later on, please give a like on this video. I'd appreciate the collaboration. You have any thoughts, questions, you took notes, you're excited, you want more, whatever it is, drop a comment, let me know what it is you need, and I will deliver. We'll talk to you guys soon. With grace, Kyrsti.